Come on in.
Good morning. I hope I didn't wake you.
Oh, good morning. No, you didn't wake me.
Here's your breakfast.
Thank you. You certainly take good care of me. I appreciate it.
How are you feeling?
Stronger.
Good. And how about your memory?
Memory? What's a memory? You know, I feel like somebody went inside my head. Just wiped the whole slate clean.
Don't worry about it. The important thing is that you're back home now. You know, I still have a hard time believing you're really here.
I talked to your father. He's not that positive that I am this Kirk Michaels.
Well, don't pay any attention to him. Daddy is the original skeptic.
There's got to be a way we can find out for sure.
I'm sure, Kirk. Do you think I could ever forget the man I've been waiting for all these years?
I should have been smarter, Molly. I should have realized what could happen when you have a romantic 16-year-old daughter. She was almost 17 then. And you bring a good-looking rascal into your home.
Oh, my.
Yeah, not even Teresa saw the inevitable. She used to talk to me about Kirk being the brother that Emily never had. Emily didn't want a brother. She was at an age when she was daydreaming about boys. And living in the kind of isolated place we did, well, Kirk was there and he was something different.
But if the boy was a criminal...
Juvenile offenses, Molly, nothing serious. And I'm sorry to say, it only made him more romantic in Emily's eyes. My own eyes must have been shut. I never even knew what was happening, right in this very house.
Well, you're different. You're really easy to talk to. You don't make me feel... I don't know.
Don't I make you feel anything?
Yes.
Well, what? Tell me.
I can't.
Do you want to know how you make me feel?
How?
Well, like every time I see you, I want to touch you. I want to put my arms around you. Like this. I want to hold you. Like this. And I want to kiss you. Like this.
They fell in love, Molly. Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't genuine enough for both of them, but that didn't matter. I knew I had to stop what was happening. God forgive me. I did. Say, wasn't there any paper this morning?
Oh, dear, that's my fault. I'm so mixed up today. Here you are, Doctor.
Thank you, Mom.
I think I'll get some more hot coffee.
It's been such a long time since we've been together. So much must have happened in your life.
I wish I knew.
Why don't you try thinking about a memory that you do have, and then maybe it would trigger something inside you to bring back the past.
I have. What do you think I do when I lie here for hours? I try to latch on to something, anything. Anything that'll tell me who I am and where I came from.
Must be awful for you.
I feel like my life began when I came to. I was born in this room.
Well, don't upset yourself. We can try thinking about the past another time.
You have memories. Maybe you should tell me about your life.
I could probably write my whole autobiography on the back of a 3x5 file card.
Well, go ahead, tell me about it, please.
Well, my only noteworthy achievement in the past 10 years is learning to play the piano. I've become quite good at it, actually.
Did you play when we were together?
No. You see, after you left and after my mother died, well, I didn't take much interest in life. Daddy thought it would be a good idea if I took piano lessons, you know, as sort of a therapy.
I'd like to hear you play sometime.
You know, the piano has been my only true friend these past 10 years.
Look, Emily, if I caused you any pain, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter, because you're back now. That's the important thing. And Kirk, I haven't changed. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm still the person you fell in love with 10 years ago.
I don't know.
Oh, look, you don't have to say anything. I know that you're terribly confused now, and probably the last thing you need to hear is that you were once in love with somebody who seems like a perfect stranger to you. But you did love me, Kirk.
I'm trying to remember that, Emily. You don't know how badly I'm trying.
You will. It's been such a long time, I'm really not surprised that you don't remember how you felt about me any more than you can recall the name Kirk Michaels.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you might have been using a different name these last 10 years.
That's what really frightens me. I mean, the fact that I may have forgotten the past because I just don't want to remember some of the things I might have done.
Look, a name is not important, but I know who you are and what you are. And when your memory comes back, you'll know who I am, too.
Right. There's bound to be some good memories locked up somewhere inside of me.
You'll remember why you came back to this house. You came back because you wanted to see me. Because you never forgot me.
It just surprised me, that's all. I mean, I called and asked to speak to April, only to learn that she'd left the Kavanaughs to stay with you and Nancy. Didn't expect it.
Well, apparently April felt that she was in the way in the Kavanaugh household for some reason.
In a way? That's funny. I'm sure Miles and Nicole did everything possible to make her feel comfortable.
I'm sure they did, but if she feels more comfortable with us, we're more than happy to have her.
Oh, of course. Would you mind if I came by later today? I think I'd like to see her.
Oh, of course not. The plan now is for April to stay with us until Julia's ready to come home from the hospital. You're welcome any time.
How are you doing?
I'm adjusting.
Tell you, I felt a little peculiar when I came in here today and saw Draper's name on the door. What's going to become of Carr and Scott now, anyway?
Well, frankly, I haven't really given it much thought. I'm just tying up the loose ends now.
Yeah, you must be snowed under with work.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy for a while. The other day, I was going over a brief, and there was a question I had about a certain point, so automatically I stuck my head in Draper's office and wanted to ask his opinion. Seeing that empty office makes it very real for me.
If there's anything I can do to help, I mean, my office would be happy to grant you a continuance anytime you want. Anything at all, please ask.
I appreciate that, Logan. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm almost afraid to tell you. I don't want to add any more to the burden you're already carrying.
Oh, I'll survive.
Well, I was sort of hoping Geraldine would be here by now, but I guess we can start without her. This is strictly a personal matter. I want to get started on those adoption proceedings again. The sooner, the better.
I see. I don't think I have to remind you that your legal position hasn't changed since the last time we spoke.
No, it hasn't, but there has been one change. Raven is back.
Oh, yes, that's true.
That's what made me decide to get going on these again. I think it's more important than ever.
But you still understand that just being Raven's husband gives you no claim to Jamie. Do you expect her to give her consent to the adoption?
No, not for a minute. I expect her to fight tooth and nail.
And it could be quite a battle.
Well, I think I have a way of evening the odds.
Now that I'd like to hear.
I am going to prove that I am Jamie's biological father before I even file for adoption.
But without Raven's admission to that fact, it would still be difficult to establish.
It can be done with Geraldine's help.
Excuse me. Yes, Anna? Oh, ask her to come in, please. Geraldine.
No, I'll get the door.
Hello. Hello, Mike.
Oh, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Mike, this was not an easy decision for Logan to make, but we both felt this action was absolutely necessary.
You realize, Geraldine, it will be impossible to keep Kevin's name out of these proceedings.
Do what you have to.
It's not too late to change your mind.
I loved Kevin as I loved my own sons. Nothing can alter that feeling. My only regret about Kevin's past is that he had the poor sense to fall in love with Raven.
Yes, there was a lot of that going around about that time.
I often thought how much you remind me of Kevin.
Logan, we're going to need an affidavit stating that you did have an affair with Raven while she was married to Kevin.
Of course, I'll see that you get it.
And even if Raven admits to the liaison, she still may contend it is Kevin's child.
We can prove paternity.
I have spoken to Dr. Lacey, and there will be no difficulty in getting the results of Kevin's fertility tests.
The proof of his sterility, combined with my blood test, should provide a pretty convincing case.
But without Raven's confirmation, there's still no guarantee.
Mike, who do you think the court will believe? After all, I am the district attorney.
Yes, you are. And that's going to be a problem. There's going to be a lot of dirty laundry hung out for public inspection.
That would be most unfortunate. This matter has no bearing whatsoever on Logan's ability to do his job.
Of course not. But you still may be putting your career on the line, Logan.
It's worth it. I want my son.
Logan, have you talked to Raven recently about this?
Let's just say that Raven and I see as little as possible of each other.
Now, look, these revelations certainly aren't going to enhance her reputation. So you might be able to settle this without going into court.
No chance. A judge is going to have to give Jamie to me. That's the only way I'll get him.
All right. But even if you come out a winner, you're going to have some scars.
No, we have no illusions about that. As a matter of fact, we're prepared for a knockdown, drag-out fight to the finish if necessary.
With your legal expertise and Geraldine's support, things should come out all right. That is assuming that you'll take the case.
Of course I will.
Thank you, Mike.
Now, would you mind satisfying my curiosity?
I think we can do that. You know most of the family secrets by now.
This sudden desire for parenthood. It's obviously connected to Raven's return.
Oh, yes, it is. When she took off for London, we thought we'd seen the last of her, but here she is again.
We have no idea why she seems so desperate to gain custody, but apparently she is.
There's a chance, just a chance, that she may be planning to steal Jamie.
What?
It's true. She seems absolutely determined to take Jamie, legally or otherwise.
She could have got a court order quite easily, but she didn't. Why not? I think she's afraid of the consequences. I don't think she wants to face countercharges.
Such as abandonment.
Right.
So that's why you're willing to go through with this?
That's why. Now, I know that it's going to be difficult, and probably nasty before we get done. I mean, proving paternity, then the custody battle.
But it seems to me that the black and white of this is perfectly obvious. Raven doesn't care for that child. And why should a woman who doesn't care for her own child want custody and want the privilege of taking care of him?
That's what we have to find out, why she wants that privilege.
I'm sure she does. I think it's just some sort of, oh, I don't know, perverse satisfaction.
Well, whatever the reason, she does want him. This is one time that Raven is going to be disappointed.
Seems so strange that I could have lived here all these years and not remember anything. I wish I had a book, a diary that I could look into that would tell me all about myself.
Well, I'm a kind of a book. At least about the time we shared together.
Then why don't you tell me about us? Tell me everything you know.
Well, when you first lived here, this wasn't your room. Daddy had fixed up the attic for you. I even visited you there once. But only once. After Daddy found out, well, I was forbidden to go up again.
So I gather that your father didn't approve of me.
No. And then there was the time that he caught us together in the living room.
Emily!
Daddy.
Dr. Gault, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I can't tell you how disappointed I am in you, Emily.
Daddy, we weren't doing anything wrong.
I'm not blind, you know.
We were just kissing. People kiss each other when they like each other.
How can you possibly like that young hoodlum?
Don't you call Kirk that? He's the nicest boy I've ever known.
Kirk Michaels could paper this house with his juvenile delinquent citations.
You don't know him.
There are many acceptable boys in your class. Now, most of them would jump at the chance to go out with you. What's wrong with them?
What is wrong with Kirk?
You think he's exciting because he's bad, is that it? Well, I won't allow it.
Daddy, I am not a little girl. You can't order me around like this.
Emily, please listen to me. I'm telling you this for your own good. Trust your father.
You don't understand, Daddy. Kirk is special to me, and I'm special to him.
You've got nothing but a schoolgirl crush, that's all it is. And as for Kirk, his interest in you goes as far as, well, the only thing boys his age are interested in.
We happen to be in love, Daddy.
I'm sure you think you are. What I'm trying to say is that you're not old enough to know what that kind of love is.
We know what we're doing.
It's all your mother's fault. I told her no good would come and bring that boy into our home. I never did trust him. Little did I know it would be after my daughter. Well, you can consider that a goodbye kiss. He's leaving.
Are you finished with your breakfast?
Molly, I was just telling Kirk about some of the things that happened when he was here before.
Well, don't let me interrupt.
How would you like to hear some music?
Sure, that would be fine if you have a radio.
Well, you said you wanted to hear me play. Now's as good a time as any.
Terrific.
I'll play the song that we used to love.
Now I know why you've been playing that tune over and over.
You just lie here and listen. I'll leave the door open so you can hear. Daddy, I just looked in on Kirk. He seems to be feeling better.
Oh, that's fine. I want to change the bandage on his leg.
Daddy, I know it's a little bit early in the morning for a recital, but would you mind very much if I played the piano for a little?
No, go right ahead. Just so long as it's not too loud, like the William Tell Overture or some of that disco music.
No, I know exactly what I want to play.
Where did this sudden musical enthusiasm come from?
Well, Kirk said he wanted to hear me play.
I should have known. William, I have a daughter, and she's all I have. And unfortunately, I'm all she has.
Yes, I know about Emily.
She's not an invalid or mentally incompetent or anything like that. But she's been sheltered. Something happened in our lives that made us too dependent upon each other. And if anything was going to happen to me, then I sort of have to make arrangements for the future. Don't you see?
Yes, of course.
That's why you have to be honest with me. If there's anything eminent on that piece of paper,
Leo, make whatever arrangements you can. And I'm sorry.
So that's our song. Glad it means so much to Emily. Because it doesn't mean anything to me.
Draper Scott buried in atmosphere of sadness and irony. Draper Scott. If this face had a beard. Emily? Emily?
Yes, Daddy?
Come here, please. There's something I want to tell you.